Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of State of the Union. I'm your co-host Ryan Landry.
I'm your co-host Tanner Young.
We're coming back at you with the interview. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, turn it off, come over to our YouTube channel. We're doing another interview, sitting down with the one, the only, the long time in the making, Alfred Banks. Alfred Banks, thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having me. I'm very, very excited.
Man. So I know we were talking about it just outside, but just to give everyone some history and context, if they haven't seen it, they should go watch the interview we did with Cody.
Yes.
I think we were talking to Cody. We got on the topic of round 2 somehow, and I think that's how your name came up.
Indeed.
Because he was saying you used to shop at round 2, the Virginia store, like way
Yes.
back in the day.
2014, yeah.
And in the midst of that story, he just went, shout out Alfred Banks.
Yes.
And we were like, we got to figure out who Alfred Banks is.
Got you.
And
Absolutely.
literally like the day after or 2 days after the interview came out, you DM'd me and you're like, I'm Alfred Banks. And I was
Yes.
like, oh shit, that's Alfred Banks.
I'm a very nosy young man. So shouts to Cody. That's my man's in them Likesushi. I watched his interview, and that was the first one I saw of you guys' podcast. And I was like, yo. And I love hearing him talk because he don't talk a lot.
Yeah.
So I love hearing him talk. He has some very, very dope stuff to say, and kind of watching that interview, and he just took like 10 seconds and just shouted me out like real big.
Yeah.
And that means a lot. And so a lot of people don't shout me out, so that was kind of cool. And me being nosy, I was like, well.
Don't mind if I do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how we got it together. And it only took a year and a half for us to get this going.
I know.
So
Thank God we finally got together in the same
exactly,
room now.
man. Indeed,
Exactly.
indeed.
So I guess for everyone out there listening that doesn't know, maybe give a little bit of backstory about who you are, maybe where you grew up, and how you got into sneakers even.
My name is Alfred Banks. I'm a Cancer. I love long walks on the beach. I'm just kidding. From New Orleans, from Uptown, 12 Ward. Rapper, singer, songwriter, incredible performer, things of that nature, and shoe collector.
Yeah.
I've been doing this music thing since June 6, 2009. Exactly.
It's crazy you know the day.
Yeah, my
Did
very
something
first
specific
show.
happen on
It
that
was
day?
my very first show.
Okay,
So I
gotcha.
consider it the first time I ever hit the stage, like in front of people, like
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
my first time.
That makes sense.
So I've been doing it for a long time. Been just out of New Orleans, just kind of trying to put the city on my back in some ways, and just taking it all across the world. I've been blessed to do some really dope things. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know you go by the Instagram handle Underdog Central.
Yes,
What's the story behind that?
that's my my label and my
Okay.
life mantra. Underdog Central is a place where the overlooked go to hone their skills to come back and become the admired. So like when I first came in, I was real rough around the edges. Didn't really have a lot going on, and I was very abrasive. I kind of went back into my, I guess, proverbial bad cave and kind of perfected my thing. And then I came back out and Alfred Banks and was able to do some really dope things. So Underdog Central is kind of like that space. It's that energy of like the people, overlooked, what I'm saying, underrated,
Yeah.
and just still being the best.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what that means.
It's cool that you kind of like embrace that name and that term, because like from the outside looking in, not knowing who you were before we did the Cody interview, and then like spending the past like year and a half coming up to speed on you, I have that perception of like, how is this guy not bigger than he is?
You can. Yeah, you're telling me. That's kind of been my whole thing. But it inspires me to work very hard, and even harder than what I already do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I take pride in what I do, and I think when you take a lot of pride in what you do and you take a lot of time in what you do, it just takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'd be lying if I said I'm not happy. I take care of my family. I take care of my bills. I get to buy the occasional pair of shoes in excess whenever I want.
Yeah.
I'm
Nothing
doing
wrong
pretty
with
good.
that.
I'm doing pretty good. So I live, there's always more. I'm always striving for more.
Mhm.
And I'll never stop striving for more, but
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah. For
Hey,
sure.
For sure.
So growing up in New Orleans, then, do you remember what it was like, that first pair of sneakers that you really wanted to have? Legend has it was a blue and white pair of Jordans. Might have been a pair of 13s.
To this day, I don't remember. I think it was the 13s, but I think it was the 14s. That was the was that UNC colorway that happened in
would be.
2000.
Yeah.
And that was before. Man, I don't remember, but I remember like my dad, my actual father, bought me a pair of Jordans, and this was after my mom and my dad separated. So when he gave me a pair for school, I was like, oh snap, my dad got me some shoes.
Yeah.
And I remember wearing them to school, and they were like a half size too small. He got me it was a girl's colorway,
Right.
So the shoe was smaller,
Right.
So he got me my size, but in girls, so it was a smaller
didn't do
shoe.
the math.
very
Boom.
small.
So I was wearing them. That's when the first time I ever popped my laces. I was trying to, like, you know what I mean?
Take the insoles out.
Yeah, I mean, And I wore them, and my mom was like, "Oh, there's a girl. Should we taking them back?" And I was just like, "No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
No." And she was like, "No, take them back. You can't wear, different times, whatever."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, I remember having those shoes, and I felt crushed because, like, man, my dad bought me these, man, and I loved the shoe. I thought it was super icy, so I was like, man, I'm when I get old, I'm gonna cop every shoe I want.
Right,
I
yeah.
never give them back, and I'm always have every one I want, and that's kind of what got me into this whole thing.
Yeah.
When I was growing up in the city, man, it was Soldieries, the workout joint.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. It was.
I've
that
heard
and-
that story for sure. I mean, I come from Lafayette originally. Tanner as well comes from like the New Iberia area,
For
so
sure.
I didn't really grow up in that area, but I've heard that's the story. It was that in what's the other one called? Bally's.
Bally's. That was for
Bally's.
the cats who were getting to the money.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
In
different group.
ways that may not be legal.
Right, sure.
But in G Nikes, Air Force Ones.
Okay.
Oh,
G
yeah.
Nikes is what we call them in the city. So you had G Nikes, your GD Weedies. You know what I'm saying? Your
All right.
all whites,
Yeah.
all blacks if you were into some things.
Of course.
The criminal of criminals.
You know what I mean? And then the Bally's if you was getting money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the workout, the Reebok was shout out to Soldier Slim. He kind of just,
Right.
if you was rocking camo.
Yeah.
And then Hot Boys kind of took it to the next level.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what that was like.
So were you big in those silhouettes as well
I was
growing up?
not.
Or? No, that was.
I was
You were a
not.
Jordan guy exclusively, or
When I was growing up, man, when I was like a kid, it was like Payless shoes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yep.
And then freshman year of high school was right around the time I started really getting into shoes like on my own.
Mhm.
And I had these Air Max. I had the blue and white ones and the red and white ones. They were like the 2 for $59 from Shoe Carnival.
Jeez.
And I cleaned them. Oh, I cleaned the hell out of
The
them.
toothbrush and the dish soap.
But the first shoe I remember having that I was like, oh snap, was Kobe's first up tempo.
Okay.
Nike. That blue and gray white colorway, I
Gotcha.
had those.
Yeah.
And that's how I met my best friend Chris, because he had the red and white and black ones.
Okay.
And I remember being in school and I saw him and I was like, you got my shoes on. He was like, you got my shoes on.
got
What
the
your
other
name
ones, yeah.
is? Chris, Alfred. All right, word.
We're
And
friends now. Yeah.
Exactly. Literally.
Yeah,
That's literally how we met. But the up-tempo Kobe ones was the first sneaker that I remember being like, oh no, I got to keep these
Yeah.
pristine. I played ball in them, but I had to keep them nice and clean. So that was the first joint I remember.
Gotcha.
Sure.
And so then was there that gap between when you got those and then like I guess once you started doing music much more full time, what was your sneaker collecting like looking like during that time between like you said when you were a musician you wanted to grab everything.
For sure.
What happened between that?
Like in
time?
high school, like freshman year to about junior year is really when I got into shoes. I was rocking SBs.
Yeah.
So I had man, what did I have? I had the De La Soul, the brown highs.
Right.
I
Yes.
had those for like $60.
Yeah.
I used to go. That's when I started shopping at Buffalo Exchange.
Yeah.
And so they always had shoes for like $40-$50. And this was
Right.
right when I got my first job at a supermarket, getting that weekly $100 check
Yeah.
straight to the gear.
Hey,
Straight-
So I would save up for 4 months and just go ham sandwich.
Yeah.
So I go to Buffalo and I remember got in the De La Soul highs, the brown ones. I had man, what I had? I remember I had the Miss Piggy joints
Yeah.
at one point. Trying to 06, 05, 06. What I had?
It was like a lot of the golden era for SB
Yeah,
at that time.
yeah. I had the and I got them back recently. I had the Melvins. I used to play
Okay.
basketball
Yeah, yeah.
in those, like for real. I had those. I had some Ville Vibrams, which is a brand I still haven't jumped in all the way, but they were very expensive.
Yeah.
I just played ball in those.
Yeah.
I remember they had a kid in school that had some Ato Masamotos. I remember those. Those
No
are the
clue.
shoes that Kanye wore in the Stronger video. Those
Okay.
red ones with the straps.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I still want those. Those are on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Dang, all right.
I remember he had though, but he had the yellow ones, and I knew they were fake, so I used to rib him.
I feel like I've heard that you've got a different red shoe with the strap from Kanye that might be worth slightly more than those.
A little bit,
Little bit.
just a little bit.
Some change.
Yeah, I got the Red Octobers, but I don't really pull them out. I pull those out for like last time I wore those the Gambit Music Awards down in New Orleans.
Okay.
What's the Gambit called? I forget the name of the show. What the award show is called, but I wore them for there. I wore them there. When me and my man Kyrie, my man K the Beast, and my man Caesar, we were nominated for best hip hop artist. So I pulled those out,
Sick.
and everybody was just like,
Yeah.
it's
you gonna see
that.
me.
It's like that. But I don't pull those out often. I was actually gonna pull those out for Jazz Fest in 2020, but COVID hit.
I learned you had a pair of those, and that's when I was like, because I was putting together my fit for today, and I was like, if those are on the table, I'm gonna go Vans and stay in my lane. I'm not gonna try and pull out even my best of the best, because once he shows up with the Red Octobers, it's like, oh, what are those Jordans? That's cute. Like I was
it's funny,
I'm gonna go
dude.
Vans.
Those look comfortable.
Those look great. You can walk in
Yeah,
those.
exactly.
Now it's funny.
But then I showed up today, and y'all are both at SBs, and I was like, I still miss the marks of that.
It was weird. I was talking to my man Justin, man, and I sent him a text earlier today. I was like, "Yo, what should I wear?" It was between these Countdown Pack Dunks or the Royal AJKOs.
Okay.
And I was like, Jordan, I haven't wore these like really yet, so I'm gonna pull out the Dunks. And if people want to do Dunks, let's do Dunks.
Let's
B.
lean into
you know what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
do the
for
Dunks.
sure.
So, but nah, I'm still trying to think of the stuff I had in high school.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of shoes. I remember I had the skate mentals, those brown, light blue, and white ones. I won those in a rap competition.
Oh wow.
It was a freestyle competition.
And that was around the time you started performing more seriously?
Yeah, I won those because of humidity.
Okay.
It was a rap
Nice.
battle, and then if you won, you got a $100 gift card.
Gotcha.
And that was back when
$100
were like $90.
Yeah,
$95.
yeah.
So
I get you everything.
literally. But long story short, in the high school, I had a bunch of stuff, man. My junior years when stuff just got crazy. I started getting J's. I started wearing. It was a little crazy. Radii I got into real tough, and this is when like Mickey Fax was hot, and like Cool Kids were hot, and like. So I was kind of really into like the kind of hipster stuff.
Yeah.
So I was a Dunk man and I was a Jordan man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
It's funny. We talk about it all the time. Like whenever you first start getting into sneakers, you really just start like shotgun buying. Like you're just buying everything,
Yep,
like
yep.
anything and everything. And then next thing you know, you got 30, 40 pairs of shoes and you're looking at probably almost 20 of them where you're like, I probably don't really
I'm
need
not really
these.
wearing
Yeah.
them, yeah.
So
But
then
I could sell 20 of them and buy one that
one
goes
nice.
hard.
Yeah. So then now it's like I feel like we're now at that of like, okay, let's start slimming down on the collection to get kind of every piece being a really dope piece. Like
Quality
instead of
over
buying,
quantity.
could buy 3 pairs of shoes that are pretty nice, but will probably collect more dust, or I could sell those and then get a pair of shoes that's a little bit higher in resale and be like, okay, I actually like these.
Exactly.
These look good on the shelf. I like the story behind them. Good
For sure.
talking piece.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then it's cool to hear kind of how you said like you really start getting into shoes until like high school, because that's about the time that I started getting into shoes.
For sure.
Was around like the 8th grade, like freshman year,
For
looking
sure,
at
for
like
sure.
SBs, like Jordan
sure.
3s and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I didn't have anybody like in my family or my group that was like really into sneakers, who like I'd see all the time,
Mhm.
and just seeing just like a Dunk or something like that online and be like, dang, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
Sadly, I didn't start getting into buying sneakers regularly till like college, but it had that same experience of like once you buy your first pair, it's just like it just explodes.
Yes. I remember, freshman year in college, I went to Loyola University
Mhm.
of New Orleans, and what I was doing the Radii joints, Vlado footwear. I had those. They were like these kind of Air Force One knockoffs. They were like all patent leather. I remember I had like a red and blue pair. They were like red patent leather, then blue patent leather on the same shoe.
You're going to notice it.
It's a lot with the white accents. I had like an all black pair when I worked at the supermarket. I had those, man. Freshman year of high school, I was college. I had there's a pair I'm still looking for, the Super Vaders, the all yellow ones that Currency had on the
said
XXL cover.
Supras?
Yeah,
Man, it's like
Yeah.
Super just put me in the time machine with like buying Americas back in like
Oh,
when I
my
was
goodness.
skating in high school.
Yeah.
honestly, man, there's like 10 to 15 pair on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I had
Mhm.
those,
Mhm.
and I beat them up, and I won them back. Them
Yeah.
all yellow
Yes.
Vaders, from that Currency had on the cover, because
Yeah.
Ace Hood had the red ones, and he had the yellow ones.
Mhm.
My memory is nuts and it's awful at the same time. It's incredible. But I want those. I had those. I remember I bought a pair of ExoFit Reeboks, but they were like all pink.
Mm.
It was like the 09 Reebok ExoFit, the high joints, and they had the
Okay.
strap going across the top. I want them again. I had those. There's so many shoes that I had, man.
I feel like 2005 to 2009 was definitely that wave where like guys wearing pink sneakers was like
Oh yeah, it was,
skyrocket.
oh,
you
yeah,
know, like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
the thing. You had to have a pair of pink sneakers.
for sure. The high top joints with straps.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It was just he's got straps on
Right,
his shoes.
Straps
Exactly.
on
That's something
everything.
cool. Yeah, exactly, man. So I remember those days, man. It was super dope, and I really took pride. I had the Red Lobsters. I
Okay.
actually bought those for like
Ooh.
40, and I think I sold those for like $75.
Isn't it
to my
crazy?
man.
That's
Just
wild.
like I was thinking earlier when you were talking about like buying the De La Souls from Buffalo Exchange, just
Yeah.
like what a different time we're
Yes,
in right now.
very much so. Very
It's
much so.
Crazy.
Right before COVID, though, I actually caught a pair of the De La Lows, the reflip that they did when they
the white ones, like
yeah,
the
the white
mids?
lows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So I got those for like $70.
Yeah, yeah.
And I flipped those, and then like 2 weeks later, COVID hit.
Yeah.
That's actually how I was getting through COVID, was flipping sneakers and stuff. You know. what
Yeah,
I mean? So-
I heard that about you as well. Were there any pairs that like during COVID that you really regret now having to sell? The way you're shaking your head tells me there's something.
I had the Pac-Mans.
Oh, the Pac-Mans?
Wow.
Yeah, the Dunkais. Crazy.
Life, man.
Just, did what you had to do.
Life, man. Yeah,
It's crazy.
I
It's
had
like,
the Pac-Mans.
kind of worked out the same way for me, where right before COVID and like what I would call like the big start of the Travis Scott bubble, you remember I was like starting to buy Dunks on eBay.
Yeah.
And this was before, eBay really, like in the past 2 years, really got into sneakers, and like the stuff you could buy for like, even at that time was like maybe 100, definitely more than back in the day, but now is like 300 or 400,
Literally,
and it's just, we
I
talk
had
about it all the
those.
time.
What else I had, man? I had the Pac-Mans. I had these Valentine's Day joints from 2014 with like the crack leather kind of deal. I had those. I got those from a flea market for $10
Jeez.
in 2019, and they were beat.
Yeah.
And so I saw the crack leather. I was like, oh, they must just be they're Dunks. I'm gonna still rock them. I cleaned them up. I found the strings online, shoelaces, fixed them up, and then I went online. I was like, oh, they go for like 300. Oh, snap. First pair I sold when COVID hit.
Yeah, if they came in and you weren't really like dying to find them, then it's like, I get
I
that.
had some joints. I had like the Chinese New Year Jordan 12s. I sold those. Yeah, so I was like going on Macari and Poshmark, finding stuff and flipping it. Because what you'll find is a lot of people put shoes up, and you kind of got to fish through the fake and through the replicas. Sure. But you kind of like you look for stuff where people kind of mislabel it. Right. And they just think it's a regular pair of whatever. Right. And then they don't know. And so you buy them for $80 and flip them for $500. That's literally how I was eating, man. It was it sucks too because I had such good stuff come through. I had a pair of Nike the Trainer 1 with the strap.
The chlorophylls?
No, not the OG joint. It was it was like a Mexican colorway, I want to say. And they go for like $600.
Wow.
I got them for like $40.
Yeah.
So I sold them for like $300.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they were pre-owned and stuff. Right. I was like, man, what? Talking about finding gems, bro. And these are things I kind of wish some of them I kept.
Right.
But 2 years ago was a little crazy for everybody.
Yeah, it's hard to
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, man. But those Pac-Mans, bro, I'll never get those back.
No.
I mean, I will, but I'm going to spend $1,000.
Yeah.
I got the Pac-Mans from Soul Society out in Tampa, Florida for $90.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
So I was going to ask, do you do, in that high school time and now, were you doing a lot of shopping from shops in the New Orleans area or a lot of online?
Yeah. I wasn't really online yet. I was more in store. So I was doing Buffalo Exchange. There was a store called Mad Ends. That was on the West Bank of New Orleans. That was like the high school store. Like all the people in the high school shopped there. It was like the super hipster spot. I bought a couple pairs of Osiris's and some DCs and stuff like that from there.
Such a vibe.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Max was sitting over there like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. We were talking about, if you remember, Audios.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Bam
dude.
Margera were Audios. They are they're hen's teeth. You can't find them online right now.
Really?
And people that have them are like, I want $500.
That's
and it's
crazy.
like, come on, man. I just want to pretend I can kickflip again.
What about the shoes Steve-O was co-signed? Remember those? I don't remember the name of them, though.
No.
But he remember the commercials? He was like doing jackass stuff.
I believe it, but I don't remember it.
Oh, man.
I don't remember that
the
at
name
all.
of them shoes, man. But they were cool, too. I actually, like I said, man, I got such a beautiful feeling for that time frame that I'll go and get a pair from those and rock them. Maybe not Osiris, but I'll rock like a pair of cool DC. I had these like premium DCs that weren't skatable. They were like a nice like tumbled leather on they were khaki tumbled leather, and all the like eyelets were different colors, and the lace they came with a bunch of different laces. Yeah, they were really good. They were chunky as hell. Yeah. It looked like a center console on your feet, but they were really dope. The colorway was ill.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll still rock a pair every now and again, like from that time frame. Yeah. That's kind of honestly all the shoes I buy now are from like 06, 05 to like 2011. I don't really
remind you of that time frame.
Yeah, it feels good, and that's kind of we'll get into that later. But just like the idea, the whole sneaker game is just so whatever now. Yeah, that I don't really care about what's hot right now or like what's out, except for those Bar Simpsons. Them joints is stupid.
The Dunk Lows coming out.
Oh, yeah, them joints is crazy. But other than like every now and again I see something that's hot, but for the most part I'm just like, man, I'm just cop something from when I couldn't get them.
Yeah. I think that definitely comes with like age of being a sneakerhead, where it's like, to that same point where it's like at first I gotta buy everything and I gotta buy the hottest and the latest and the greatest, and then eventually you get to a point where it's like, I think when you have that true appreciation for sneakers, you're buying more so for like either the sentimental it had to you when you were younger and you couldn't get them, or like the story and the details and everything that has right now.
Very much so. The stories behind the sneakers are a big part. I got like 100 pair. I'll say about 70, 80 pair of them are there's a story behind them, and I
Yeah.
could like pull them out and tell you why I got
Right.
them.
I was curious about that because I know, like, I think from the outside looking in, you as a musician, you're definitely a conscious, lyric-heavy storyteller in
sure.
a lot of your songs that you do. I wondered if that same like attention to detail and like appreciation for the story carries over into sneakers for you as well, where it's like, even if you're maybe not in love with the colorway, if it's got a crazy story behind it or like the details are there, could that be like a big selling factor for you rather
Definitely.
than just like what's hot?
Definitely, man. Whether it's my personal story or the story behind the actual shoe, you know, it matters a lot to me because I put a lot into what I do. I put a lot of energy into what I do. So if you put a lot of energy into the sneaker, I'm going to feel it when I pick it up, when I look at it. You know what I mean? Like my man Philly with his dunk, like that means a lot. I didn't get a pair of them, but I've held them and I'm looking. I'm like, yo, this is so ill. Like it's a Trump. Yo, this is and that story. And plus, you know, I'm from the city. The Saucony's, the Cafe Beignet, or was it Cafe Cafe Du Monde joints?
Yeah.
Like come on, man. Like those are just ill. Like that story is ridiculous.
The local collabs are probably like our favorite stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
We do a
It's
ton of
nuts.
energy behind those.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, honestly, just like all of the collabs like within the state is kind of a huge reason why we started like doing these interviews, just talking with those people, because we say all the time, we've said a ton of times, like, I don't know what it is about this state, but when people in this area get a chance to make a shoe, it's next level. Like
blow it out the
it's
water.
almost untouched from what these like bigger cities or bigger states
It's
are
crazy.
doing.
Like we literally think about it. Like you got New York, LA, and Chicago. Outside of those three, like, can you name another city or state that like does as much storytelling on a shoe as Louisiana does? Like,
Speaking of Chicago, they did was Adidas, was it a forum? I think like 2009, 2010. It was I had them and I sold them because they were half size too small. I tried to thug it out, but I couldn't. It was Leaders.
okay,
Leaders did an
the
Adidas.
moccasin ones.
Yeah. The brown one.
Yeah, yeah.
My goodness.
They just
dog.
recently redid a forum. They did like a cream colored one.
They did.
Not the moccasin top on it though, but just like it's a forum. It's a forum high.
Okay, cool. I love
It's
the
crazy.
forum highs.
They're sitting at politics down here. I think because no one knows about Leaders, which is crazy because like Leaders is such a staple in the streetwear scene.
Very much so.
And,
Every
like,
time I
has
go to
been
Chicago,
forever.
I always pass through the store to see
for
what's
sure.
good. But that first one they did, the mock, oh my God, I had them for like 2 months. I wore them twice and I almost died. I was like, I cannot. That's one. Every now and again you can get away with it, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't necessarily like taking the insole out. I'll thug it out with the insole in and just let it rock. But sometimes, like Chuck Taylors are weird for me because like I wear 9.5.
Yeah.
But I wear 9 in Chuck and it fits perfect. If I wear 9.5, it's too big. A 10 is too small.
Yeah.
It's like this weird. I don't know. So I rock a 9 in Chucks. It's so weird. All my Chucks are
That's
9.
how it works out.
So, but yeah, different collabs are dope. But the city just does it. The state just does like it's a different feel.
Yeah.
It's just different. Because we have such deep, strong stories behind even just regular stores that are in the city.
Right.
Let alone that just
Exactly.
bleeds into the shoe.
Yeah.
You could feel it. So I love them, man. I love
Is
them.
there any story or reason behind why you didn't end up getting a pair of the humidity dunks?
I slept.
Just
I
slept in that day?
I slept on it. I didn't know. I think
weren't
that's right
feeling them
around
at
the
the
time.
time, or?
No, that's right around the time. I feel like dunks would just popped.
For sure.
So I remember going in the humidity. Shouts to Phil.
Shout out to Philly.
Walking in.
Come on the show. I'm putting it out there.
I remember walking in and seeing dunks in the sale section.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I
For
come
sure.
from that.
This is 2016, 2017.
Yes.
That's right around when I started getting in shoots. We would go to Ruckus in Lafayette because they have a shop
Same
out there.
thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember the Dorothy Dunk Low SBs.
Yes.
Sitting on the shelf. I remember that's
Chilling.
the first pair of dunks I ever saw sitting on the
Like
shelf.
crazy sales tags.
Chilling.
Like
chilling.
just trying to
60,
get them out of
50,
here.
40.
Get 'em
you know
out,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's nuts. So that's
And now
kind
it's
of
like they sell them and they post them. They're like, the shoes are not in the store. Please don't come to the store.
Yeah.
I love watching humidity captions like
Yeah.
you know what's up.
Yeah.
7 through 13. Don't pile out front the store.
I don't know who writes the online listings for Humidity's website.
Hilarious, right?
I don't know if
They're
it's Philly or
great.
Tori. Whoever does it is my favorite online.
On
it's
the
my
planet,
favorite
dog.
website ever.
It's hilarious.
It's the greatest stuff ever. But nah,
Yeah.
so that's kind of why I slept on those dunks.
Gotcha.
My man Slinkston Hughes has a pair of those.
Yeah.
And he'll pull them out just to flex. And it's like, dog, chill out, son. Calm down.
We don't
bro.
need this right
There's
now.
no need
Yeah.
for that, man. Calm down.
I think they're working on another shoe right now. I think they're working on a Vans half cab. I don't know
I
if
was
we're breaking
told.
the news here.
I was told.
I haven't
Philly
officially
gonna
heard-
pop up like
I
10
haven't-
minutes from
yeah.
now.
I haven't officially heard that, but I've seen Philly post pictures of him like working on the Vans shoe, And this year is one of the big anniversaries for the Vans half cap.
Yeah,
So that's just like my tinfoil hat. I'm putting the numbers together in my head. I'm
There you
like,
go.
I feel like Humidity's doing a half cap this
that would
year.
be really tight, man. I ain't gonna blow the spot up. I look forward to that shoe, man.
Yeah.
Should be
for
cool.
sure.
Should be really cool.
Are there any other local sneakers, like any of the Ruckus shoes, like the Crawfish Dunk, or any of the Politics shoes that had a big impact on you?
So
That you
shouts to
have?
Politics. They sent me the forum low that they did.
Nice.
Okay, the white and blue one?
Yeah, them joints
Yeah,
is
yeah.
hard. Them joints is
Those are
hard.
great.
That was actually because I was always weird about Politics. I didn't think they really rock with me.
Yeah.
Until my man Evan. Shouts to Evan. I think
He's out in the New Orleans store?
He was. Yeah, I think he moved to LA now.
Okay.
But he
I
was
might have.
there.
I think I've met someone in the New Orleans store.
Evans
named
is
Evan.
a great guy. And he I remember he DM'd me one day. It was like, yo, what's your size? Whatever. And
Crazy.
he gifted me those. And I was like, oh man, thank you very much. And I wore those what video I wore those for? Maybe Kaleidoscope? I think I wore for the Kaleidoscope video. Them joints is tough, man. I love those shoes. The quality of it is dope. Materials are ill. And it's just a simple colorway.
They're
And I love it.
crazy. They're
Love
crazy
it,
and
man,
like
you know?
so wearable for sure.
Yeah, you could literally wear those every day.
I was lucky enough to hit when they did the raffle in Baton Rouge. Houston and I went out when they were partnering with all the local restaurants.
Gotcha.
I think such a cool part of that release was it was the first big sneaker release somewhat in the midst of COVID. And it was the first time everyone had got back together. And instead of like it being a crazy thing, they just gave the shoes away, which was like just what a breath of fresh air that I think everyone needed at that time. But I was lucky enough to hit on them.
I remember when I wore those for the first time. I was with my man Justin. We went to a spot called Turkey and the Wolf in the city.
I went there for the first time a month or 2 months ago. That place is delicious.
Is it not?
So
My
good.
god, they got a bologna sandwich that's ill.
I got the tacos over there. The tacos were ridiculous.
I'm sure they probably updated their menu since
Yeah.
I've been. It's probably been about 2 or 3 years since I've been there. But
Yeah.
I had been there with Justin, and I remember going over there, and I had them on, and everybody was like, "How you get? Who
Yeah,
are you?"
yeah.
And I was like, "Don't worry about it. No, I got him."
because that's where they did the release in New Orleans.
exactly.
Was over there.
That's
with
why we went
Blaine.
over there.
Yeah.
We went over there to try to get him a pair. So.
Gotcha.
But yeah, nah, man. I love the local collabs, man. I think the Ruckus joint is just that's probably top 2.
It's got to be.
That crawfish dunk
It's got.
is
They
stupid.
just hit it out of the park.
yeah,
on
that
one
shit's
for
crazy.
sure.
That joint is crazy. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So, I would. My favorite one probably be the trumpet though. I ain't gonna cap.
Trumpets are crazy.
Trumpets.
It's just I love like silver gold.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love that. I just
Have you
love
seen
all
the
four.
special like friends and family pairs that have the silver swoosh on them?
No,
There's maybe 3 pairs of them I've heard. I know Philly has a pair. There's another guy out of New Orleans named Tyler that has a pair. I don't know who has the 3rd pair
Mhm.
with a silver swoosh on them. I don't know if like they're just custom, like they painted them themselves, or if they're like a real limited friends and family pair of them. But I've seen them once or twice
That's
posted
tough,
online.
man. Now
They're
that shoe is
ridiculous.
really really dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, shouts to them, man, and that's why I love the city so much.
Mhm.
Just because of that flavor. Just everything we do, just adds a different flavor.
For sure.
You know what I mean? People know what time it is when they come down to the city, whether
Yeah.
it's from a fashion standpoint, sneakers or food or
Mhm.
music. It's just different.
Yeah.
And I think that bleeds into literally everything we do.
Yeah.
And that's why our shoes are so ill.
So I know, like, obviously local sneakers, they hold a special place in your heart because of, they might not be the biggest, hottest thing everywhere else in the world, but it's because of the story it has with you.
Of course.
Tell me if it's still the fact, but another sneaker that has a story with you is the Nike Terminator
Oh, yeah,
Swagger.
yeah. I actually was going to
Still
wear that
top
today.
one?
Yeah, it's my
I
favorite
was
shoe of
wondering
all
if
time.
you were going to wear them because I know you've said
It's my
times
favorite.
and times.
I ain't gonna lie,
over
man.
before.
I was really, because like as many dope pairs of shoes that I have a hard time figuring out what I'm going to wear when.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like today I was like, I'm gonna play it. I won't say low key because these are pretty
I'll
exclusive.
say.
But I was like, man, I usually play it cool. Those shoes though,
Yeah.
they just mean the world to me. Because again, they represent that time.
Right.
And then also the relationship I have with people that I know who've worn them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've said in other situations, the first guy I ever saw wearing was Lupe.
A freshman?
Yeah. No, not he was in XXL, but it wasn't a freshman cover. It
Okay,
was like
gotcha.
it was just like an article he was doing. I think they were promoting the shoe.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
For Swagger, and the second person I ever saw was Mickey Fax.
Mm-hmm.
We did he came down. He was on tour with NERD at the time, and he came down to the store that used to be there called Traffic Boutique
Okay.
back in like 09.
Did they also stop at Refresh?
Yes, they did.
Cody,
Yeah.
Cody, I don't know if it made the interview or not. Him and Wayne talked a little bit about the time they had Pharrell at Refresh.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was the same time. Yeah, because Mickey
Crazy.
did
World
that
Supply.
store, and then Pharrell did Refresh. Yep.
Gotcha.
So yeah, man, that was really dope, man. And I saw him with him on, and we did that freestyle, and he just looked like $1 million. I was like, yo, this dude's getting
Crazy.
money right now.
Yeah.
This is fly. I love these shoes, and the colorway is just. I love monochromatic.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm a huge fan of all solid, like one
Okay.
color joint,
Gotcha.
and so years later, we started vibing, and I brought him down to the city a bunch, and we just built a really dope relationship. That's my brother. I love Mickey Fax. And all the ways his career is kind of going up and down, but he sailed through it with class and pride. And now he's where he needs to be respected in hip hop. And I think of all that when I think of that damn shoe.
Yeah.
Because that shoe is something you had to be there.
It's such a time and an era.
You had to be there.
Did you grab them when they came out, or did you have to
No,
track
so
them
that's
down
another
later?
reason why that shoe means the world
the
to me,
hunt.
because because one, those shoes retailed at like $200, and the resale on them now is like $400. So I couldn't get them, and then I did my Volkswagen commercial. And when I did that
we gotta
commercial,
talk about that.
I did that commercial. I got that check.
Yeah.
And I bought some cement threes, black cement threes.
Yes.
And I bought those.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, I need those in my life. I don't care.
Volkswagen cut the check.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I copped those ASAP, and man, when I got them, dog, they were used, but I didn't lick the bottom. I just did like a cartwheel in my house. I
There
was
you
like,
go.
I finally got them.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna buy another pair because I got them saved. I got them. Saved on eBay right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
300. I'm gonna just cop another pair just to have them.
How hard are they to find?
They're not hard to find. It's just
Okay.
expensive.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend about $450 on them.
We were I was talking about that with a friend the other day. Once again, shout out Max over there. Going back to leaders, do you know they did a shoe with Reebok? It's like a mid jam. I forget what the name of the silhouette is. Years ago. It's a gray one. It's a hideous sneaker, but I love it because of the story behind it. The outsoles of them, they're translucent and they have a print of the CTA train map.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
You put them together. They're not hyped. They were somewhat exclusive, but they released more than a decade ago. So I don't know if this is that same scenario where it's like you
Dang,
find
I've
them,
never
but
heard of
someone wants the world for them.
Yep.
Not because they're crazy cool, just because they're so rare and hard to find.
So if you go on like eBay, if you go on Poshmark, you'll find. I've always find it's common to find them in like 11.
Okay.
So you'll find maybe like 7 listings of them. It'll be like a 12, 11, 8,
Yeah.
and like a 13. You know what I
Right,
mean? So
yeah.
like, I love those, dog. And the Terminator is like top 5 my favorite models.
You have a couple different colorways of them?
Oh yeah, I got the swagger joints.
Mhm.
I got what I call the Dilla ones, the Supreme Courts that came out like 04.
The red, yellow ones.
Yeah, there's that picture of Dilla.
Last picture of him
Yeah,
before
exactly
he died.
before he passed. I had those. And I remember seeing those that picture for the first time. Dilla's my favorite producer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, gotta have those.
Yeah.
And I got those. So those are blessing. Those are blessing. And I got some other Terminators. They call it like chestnut brown, green, and red. I want to say.
Okay.
It was
Sounds
like
like
a
a Christmas
GR
tree.
shoe. It was like a GR shoe.
Yeah.
Probably like $80-$90 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got those for like $20 off Macari.
Yeah.
I just love them. The Terminator is ill.
Yeah.
So
You sound like me. You're okay with buying used sneakers because it's like, I'm going to wear them anyways. I'm not buying them. to
yeah,
keep
for
them on
sure,
ice.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
How willing are you to go outside like your actual shoe size if it's something that you've been like the leaders Reebok shoes I have are a size 12. They're a full size bigger than I
For
can
sure,
wear.
for sure.
But like I've never seen another pair of them, and it's like not desperate, I guess, but like how willing are you sometimes if it's like I've got to have it and
Only
I'll
if
make
it's
it work.
Only if it's like a size down. Like I'm a 9.5, so I rock a 10. That's about as far as I can go.
Okay.
So if it's like 11, I'm not gonna cop.
Right.
Mhm.
But nah, man. If it's like between that 9 to 10 range, it's mine.
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm a 10.5 to 11.5 depending on
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, nah, I'm copping. Like,
Yeah, for
especially
sure.
if it's something. Because, dude, I literally, if you look at my search history, man, it's the most obscure stuff. You know, what is? I've never like. I was
Yeah.
gonna wear my all red Reebok pumps today from
Mm.
that 7 Deadly Sins pack. It did in like
Yes.
07.
Okay.
So it's all red and it's the Wrath pair.
Okay.
That's the type of stuff I'm into. I just
Yeah.
love like I like turning people's heads, but I like having to explain the shoe to
Yeah,
them.
for sure.
Because for me, it's just like I love that. I love that conversation
Yeah.
starter.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Well,
I love-
especially like now with how people are buying shoes and how they're wearing shoes, kind of having these exclusive big name heat is super common now.
yes.
So when
The-
you
the
dive
irony of
back into the vault and you pull like a Reebok pump or something like that, doesn't really have a lot of heat to it. It almost like you stand out more.
Mhm.
People are so common to see these like hype shoes and stuff like that. They see someone walking around in a dope different colorway or a silhouette that they're not used to. They go, oh shit.
Exactly.
What are those?
Yeah.
And then you talk about it. So it is funny now to see because that's kind of how we are as well. We kind of like look back in the vault at just shoes that we liked back in the day that maybe don't really have that. They're not going to be super hype,
Yeah.
but I love them and I rock them.
That's all. That
And
matters.
it's funny because it's like almost I get more compliments or people acknowledge those shoes more
Yes.
than if
And the
I'm
hype.
wearing like a Black Cement 3 or something like that.
I
At
don't
this
know
point,
how
Black
often-
Cement 3 is like a white Air Force. I don't even
Yeah.
want that no more.
I don't know how often or if ever you go to the Shake Back Sundays at Politics, but like I've said it before, we might have said it when we interviewed Adam. There's nothing that makes the off-white Chicago Jordan 1 less cool than showing up and seeing 3 people wearing them.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And I
oh,
got them. I have them at the house, and like
Okay,
I
well.
wear them. No. I wear those just regular, like on a
Yeah.
day, because like I'm not about. The last time I wore them for like a thing, I went to I got invited to a Pelicans game, and I just wore them.
you just performed halftime there like
It's my third time.
twice this year?
Yeah.
Or 3 times
Yeah.
this year?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Light work?
Light work, yeah.
This past time was solo or was that Sax
This
Kick
this
Sound?
recent was Soul Rebels.
Okay,
so I have a
gotcha.
song with them called Greatness.
Yeah.
That has like 500,000 streams on Spotify. It's doing
Yeah.
pretty well. It was also the
Check it out.
2019 NCAA song. So like when you heard the tournament that year,
Yeah.
you heard that song.
Yeah.
And then we were gonna actually perform at the NCAA joint.
Yeah.
with COVID. But yeah, no, I wore those at the Pelicans game. Not recently, but a couple times before. I wore the off-white ones.
Yeah.
I got those in Atlanta for the Lolo,
Okay.
which was really cool compared
Nice.
to what they go for.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And rest in peace, Virgil. Obviously,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
that shoe don't do it for me.
Really?
It don't. I got them, and I'm very blessed to have them. It don't do
Yeah.
it for me.
We kind of said the same thing. I
Don't
mean,
do it
like,
for me.
obviously so much respect to like Virgil Abloh and everything he like
Of course.
pioneered and like the trail that he blazed in
Yeah.
that industry. But like his design language has never just been like my favorite thing to wear,
I'm not a fan of those ones. There's a couple of joints like the Prestos are pretty cool.
The
Oh,
original, the OG
the
Presto.
top 10?
Yeah. Them joints is hard.
That thing,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we've been saying
the one.
ever since it come off. I'm like, if you release this without the off-white brand on it, like
the
it's
colorway
still,
is hard.
yeah, the
Yeah.
colorway, the
I love
design
it.
on
I
it,
love
like that
Um,
looks really good. I like the European one,
The all white one.
Yeah,
the
the white
all-white,
one.
the exclusive
Yeah,
one. That
it's
one I
hard.
think goes hard.
Joints is hard.
Like
But
it,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I wear them and they turn heads and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, all right. That's kind of how I feel about SBs at this point. Like my man
Yeah.
Juzzy on the Blue Lobster, like that's ill, that's crazy because
Yeah.
he got them when they, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But some of the joints is just like, well, I've been, I won't say where, but there are people who show love to me when it comes to SBs because if I
Right.
call them out, they'll,
Then
Not show love.
then that phone don't
So-
ring no more.
exactly. But they show love with SBs, and I'm blessed to have them. I'm glad to have
Yeah.
access to them. Like the reverse Papa Bears are cool. I got those, but
Yeah.
some of them just don't really. I don't want to wear those when I go in public no more. I want
Right.
to wear, like
Yeah.
you said, I want to wear something that makes people go, man,
Yeah.
what is those? Like I got on these, wow, I'm lit. But
Yeah.
what are those? I
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean,
yeah,
and that's
yeah.
really what it's about for me. Turning heads in that way.
Yeah.
I don't, those shoes are some of the most hype shoes now. Are
Yeah.
literally becoming all white Air Force Ones, bro.
Mhm.
You can get those. Everybody has those shoes. If there's an event
Right.
that's gonna be urban in any way, shape, or form, you're gonna see a bunch of SBs. You're gonna see a
Mhm.
bunch of
Jordan
off whites.
ones, yeah.
You're gonna see some Black Cement 3s.
Yep.
You dig? Like it's just like, man, So
Yeah.
I try to steer clear from that
I get that.
as best I can.
That's definitely been my struggle as like a sneakerhead and like somewhat of a more introverted guy. If like I'm out wearing a pair of like, Shadow Jordan 1s and someone's like, nice sneakers, I'm like, thanks. And like I have nowhere to take the con.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I too like them. Like and I bought these at
I
some
bought
point. But like
these,
there's
yeah.
nothing like I don't know where that conversation goes from there. It was like something like these, like the Notre Dame's like you can tell the story a
Oh, you
little
give
bit, like,
yeah.
oh, small little brand out of Chicago, cool shop. They've done a couple before, but
And
so I
it
get
give
that
you,
same
it gives
point.
you the story.
Yeah.
And
so
I think that's the cool part about the shoes. Again, like what's another shoe that I have that just means the world to me? There's only one shoe I got that's probably outside of like that's the most like hype shoe that I got.
Yeah.
Is the True Blue Flight 89s. I love Flight
I know
89s.
those.
The Nike.
Okay.
So Kanye wore those.
Oh, okay.
So like he had like a 6-month period where he wore those
Mm.
for just like every day. Like
Yeah.
he wore with leather pants, he wore with sweatpants, he wore with shorts.
Right.
And I was like, yo, what are those? Those joints are tight. They're not the True Blues. But
Yeah.
what are those? And recently I got them like $100 off eBay.
Wow.
Excuse me. Flight 89s are amazing. That's like the only shoe that like I wear. I'm trying to like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone goes, oh, those are some cool
Yeah.
what
And then
are
they
the- oh, you know
will
what I
double
mean?
take on them. Yeah.
So that's another shoe that I really love is the
Yeah.
Flight 89. That's where I think the Jordan 4 was it. The Jordan 4 was made from the 89, or was it the 89 was made from the 4? But they have the same sole as the Jordan 4.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I got the Seattle Supersonics colorway. I got the True Blue colorway. I got the Grape colorway, and I got this all white. And they got like 89 on the back, but it's like all big black letters on the back. It's like a premium colorway because they got like ostrich on it and stuff.
Oh, fancy.
I got another pair of them too. I can't remember. As much as I say I am into different shoes, I really do like Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
hard to ignore.
They have some of the best.
I was about to say, they do great. They do great work.
Yeah.
The AirTech Challenge 3 is.
yeah.
If it ain't the Terminators, AirTech Challenge 3 is ill. I got like 3 or 4 colorways of that shoe. I got the Air Stabs. I love Air Stabs.
Oh, man.
My God, I love Air Stabs.
Yeah.
Terminators are ill. Reebok ventilators.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Reebok ventilators are ill. I love ventilators. And probably Dunks.
Yeah.
Like Dunks
Classic.
after that. Yeah. I mean,
What's the story behind the Jordan 8 P-Pods? Why are those so special to you?
Man,
Or why do you love
shoes are
those so much?
just look at them.
Just the blue and orange?
Ill, B,
Yeah.
like with the orange guts. And I remember, I think I wore those when I opened for Raekwon. Shouts to my man Lyric Kill. He's out of New Orleans, but he lives in Dallas now. Yeah, man. I wore those opening for he opened for Raekwon. He allowed me to come out on the set.
Yeah.
That was the night my song My Style came out. So I got a song with G-Eazy, what G-Eazy produced.
What year was that? Because I read as well
2011.
that you would. Okay.
2011. We went to college
Back
together.
at Loyola. Yeah. Gotcha.
So 2011.
It's
and
crazy. I
wore
remember
those shoes.
catching a G-Eazy concert like at Loyola or in the area around that time. 2010 would have been about. Yeah.
lensless glasses.
Yeah.
Ashy wash jeans, dashikis. Yeah.
Such a different time. And then like I remember like seeing it more on the radio. I was like, that's good. That little guy from New Orleans is doing something. And then someone was like, no, you don't understand. Like,
Oh, no,
he's huge now.
Stadium center.
Crazy.
It's such a blessing to see somebody really bust their butt and really make it. It's so cool. He really did it, man, and he did it his way, and you can't really be mad at that. But 2011, because that was the day the Band Ones dropped with the X on the back, and Jordan and Lyric Hill had them. So we went to Nike Factory, bought them, and then went to the show, and he put them on in the car, and I was like, oh, he's flexing much.
Yeah.
Come on, man. But I had the Peapod 8s on. And
so you were doing all right yourself.
yeah, I mean, Hurricane, what was the hurricane in 2012?
They're all.
I was about to say they all run
Was it
together.
Isaac?
Yeah.
It was a hurricane. I think it was Hurricane
I don't
Isaac.
remember the names anymore.
If he's right, Hurricane Isaac. And I lived in a little small apartment, and I left to go to Dallas, by Lyric Hill house, Chuck's house. And when I came back, like 20 pairs of my shoes were all molded and mildewed, and one of them was so I had the Bugs Bunnies and I had the Peapod, so I would wear Mitch Mac.
Yeah.
And the Peapod, because of suede, that completely destroyed. So
Have you got another pair of them since or no?
They're like 300, 400, man. You just can't find them. That was that kind of cool. I think it was 07 where they dropped a bunch of really cool colorways for the 8s.
Okay.
I had the black toe 8s, those anthracite 8s. Those are very ugly. I ain't gonna lie, it's an ugly shoe. It's like white. It's got like dark navy blue with like orange. It's not a good
Interesting.
shoe.
Yeah.
Interesting
Very ugly
choices.
shoe. And then they did the hair, the Bugs Bunnies, and then they did the Peapods, and then they did those orange ones. Those orange ones are hard. They're all white with orange and gray. Those are super hard. And then they did the white aquas. It was like blue and yellow. Those joints was hard.
Like the normal Aquas, but a white version.
White
of it,
version,
instead?
yeah.
Gotcha,
Those joints was hard. It was a woman's colorway. So them joints was hard. But I'm gonna miss those shoes. Those will be the next ones I cop.
Yeah.
Next big little situation.
Next big Volkswagen commercial.
I mean,
There you go.
hopefully we can knock out another Volkswagen commercial.
There you go. What was the story behind that? Because it was like they got in touch with your label, your management at the time,
Yeah,
to
for
reach out
sure.
about your song.
Yeah. So long story short, they were actually I know it now, but they were choosing between a couple artists from the city.
Okay.
And luckily they picked me, but they hit my old manager up, and they were like, "Yo,
Yeah.
he has this song Homecoming that's really dope, and we would love to have it in the commercial."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, cool, no doubt." They want to license my records. The first time this is happening, I'm very excited. And they're like, "Nah, we want you to be in the commercial." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh snap,
Yeah.
that's cool too." And when they told me the price, how much they were gonna pay me, it didn't register.
Yeah.
Because I was like, "Oh, well, that sounds cool in theory, but when you convert that over to American, that's probably like $2,000."
Yeah.
And then I did the
And then you crunched it in
conversion. I was
Google.
like, oh
Oh,
no, this is a
yeah.
game changer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we flew out to Pamplona, Spain. I
Right.
had to get my passport, and my first time out the country. I'd never been. I'm just a
Yeah.
little kid from uptown. I ain't really think
What
like
a
that type of
first
thing.
time out of the country.
Yeah, and I filmed we filmed in the Volkswagen like factory.
Right.
And so like, I don't know if I've ever gotten this detailed in the story, but like we walk in and I remember seeing posters of So they have like newsletters, I guess, in like
Okay.
factories. They put out newsletters for the week just to let people know what's going on. And one of them was, I still have it in my house, was this American band, Alfred Banks, an American band, is in town filming a commercial. So
Wow.
and I asked somebody to translate. It was like, don't bother them, don't ask for pictures and nothing like that.
Damn.
And like, don't nobody know who I am, but man, people were like, can I take a picture? It was super dope.
Crazy.
And we're like, so if you watch that commercial, we're actually on the factory line.
Yeah.
And they make like 30 cars every 15 seconds.
Holy
So they had to shut it down to film the
No.
commercial. Oh.
We jumped on it as they were making the car.
What?
So if we missed a shot, we just had to wait till the next car guy to jump in to get into it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
some of it was green screen,
wild.
some of it was actually on there. The only part that scared me was there's a part where I'm going up,
Right.
and it was like about 8 feet in the air, 8,
Okay.
9 feet, and I'm like not scared of heights, but like it makes me
Right.
nervous, and I'm just like, oh my god. And it was the only time I was difficult because I'm
Yeah, yeah.
super easy to work
Right.
with.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, get me off this damn thing. But it was cool because I got to bring my homies too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Their
awesome.
wording was, we want you to bring some of your homeboys. I was like, don't do that.
Come on.
Don't do that.
Come on, Spain.
But I brought my man Dapper, I brought my man K the Beast,
Yeah.
my man Caesar, who made the beat.
Right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's the one in the back playing banjo.
Okay, gotcha.
And man, that was just such a, oh man. And I remember the check cleared, and I woke up that morning, had like
Saw it in the
$100 in my
bank.
bank account, and I saw that. I was like, 5 holy snap.
Yeah.
Got a car, got a TV, got some furniture for the
Yeah.
crib. I put out this album called The Beautiful, and the commercial did like 200,000-300,000 views on YouTube,
Wow.
like
Yeah.
500,000 on Facebook, and
Yeah.
like Twitter had like 100,000. So we hit 1 million. So they flew me out to Hamburg, Germany, to do the Reeperbahn Festival.
Gotcha.
That's
And,
amazing.
I did that dolo. That was the scariest thing ever. It was super tight though. So I performed at like a Volkswagen stage.
Yeah.
They were just kind of like presenting me as the guy who's in the commercial. I did like a 30-minute set. And
Yeah.
it was the first time I had ever did a show where people didn't really know what I was saying. Like, I mean, obviously German.
You were making Louisiana references, but they didn't really understand it out
at
there.
all. And it
Gotcha.
was like, okay, that's pretty different. It was
Yeah.
fun. So that was an experience, man. And I'm the only rapper from New Orleans with a Volkswagen commercial. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
When you say they were considering a couple artists from New Orleans, do you imagine there's an alternate reality out there where Mystical did a Volkswagen commercial? I feel
Oh
like I would
man,
want to see
that'd
that
be
so
hilarious, man. That dude has a voice of
Jetta.
about $1 million.
Yelling at me. I'll be like, oh shit, I'll buy one, Mystical, please.
Yes, just stop yelling
Yeah,
at me.
exactly. There's-
Please don't yell at me.
either their sales are going to skyrocket or just
They're gonna
tank
go
because they're
down,
Roll
afraid.
the dice on him.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
I mean,
if Mystical's going to
yeah.
be at the dealership.
He's gonna be there to force me to buy this.
Yeah.
Nah, it was cool, man. Like that was a blessing, dog. Like, and that was a pretty, I don't say early in my career, but that was before
Yeah.
I had even really made a splash in any way. That was the first thing I did that like really
Yeah.
took off, and man, I'm just so blessed, man. I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
It changed my life financially. It let me know that you could really make money in music. I
Yeah.
like up until that point, $100 shows, $200 shows. I leave
Yeah.
with $400. That's a good night.
Yeah.
I was racks on racks on racks.
This
I
is
was
some
like, yo,
international type.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
this is
this
different.
This is different, man. And,
Yeah.
and so it was a blessing, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It was tight.
While you were doing all that traveling, did you notice much of a difference in the sneaker scene in Spain versus Germany, or was there much going on differently at that
I
time?
remember when I went to Spain. I'm sorry, that was Germany because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see sneakers in Spain because we would wake up at 4 a.m. and be done filming at like 11 p.m.
Oh, gotcha.
So we didn't really get a chance.
Go out much, yeah.
And the Sunday we were off is because our flight got canceled,
Mm.
and so we had to. It was a Sunday, and everything closes down on Sunday in
Okay,
Spain.
gotcha.
But in Germany, where I was staying at was like 10 steps from like their Riverwalk.
Oh,
So they had
okay.
a Foot Locker in there. That was the first time I saw those the Forrest Gump Cortez that had just re-released.
Oh, yeah,
I was like, oh, I should probably get this from the movie. This is
Yeah.
really tight.
Yeah.
It was like 2018. So that was like a year before the shoe came out.
gotcha.
I was like, oh man, I should I'm not gonna get those.
I'll get them when I get back home. And
Yeah,
then,
and then that was a
yeah.
all white Air Force One. I was like,
Right.
God bless them. Everybody
Yeah.
got these damn shoes.
Well, you know.
I'm not a huge fan of Cortez, but I saw those, and I saw they do have like European exclusive sneakers.
Yeah.
And at that point, like I had a little bread on me, but I'm gonna say frugal, but I'm very like conserved when I go places. I didn't
Yeah.
really want to spend too much bread because I didn't know what would happen if I needed to do this
Sure.
or that. I'm in Germany. I don't
Right,
know.
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
like I wanted to make sure like I was good. But there were certain shoes. The Foot Lockers are dope. There's this one spot, I forget the name of. There's a video, I think I put it out online. It's like a oh man, what's the spot up in LA? They had that sad story. Somebody got shot in there in LA, the big old shoe store.
Undefeated?
No. It's like a shoe carnival, but not quite. It's not that.
I know
It's
some
like
of the
a
bigger ones in
nicer.
Germany. There's sneakers and stuff. There's Soul Box.
It's like shoes and something. I forget the name of it in LA, but either way, it's the equivalent in Germany.
Yeah.
And they had some really dope sneakers out there, man. But for the most part, they had a bunch of stuff that would be in America.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really nothing serious. One thing I did notice is everybody's attractive in Germany. Even the homeless people are fresh. Like everybody got leather jackets on and skinny jeans and Doc Mars. I'm like, man, y'all look like y'all should be in an H&M commercial, man. What the hell? Like everybody just looks good out there.
They're doing all right out
it's
there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't really notice anything sneaker wise out there other than that was the first time I saw those Cortez from Forrest Gump joint, and I should have caught, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So.
And then I think I'd read other big moments in your career. Didn't you once do Jordan Brand showcase for All-Star Weekend?
Oh man, that was nuts.
What year was that?
That was the last year All-Star Weekend was in New Orleans. I think that's 2017.
It's around that time.
I'm almost positive that was 2018. Okay, I guess it probably was 2018 then.
Yeah.
But either way, I never forget that because Tavia, my manager, Tavia Osby, shouts to Mid Citizen. They're amazing. Oh my god. I remember she hit me with the DM because I had just said to myself, that's when I had a job. So I was at work and I remember her texting me. She don't text me. If she texts me, it's something.
Then something's important.
And she was like, hey, I got you this show, the showcase. It was me, Tank of the Bangers, D1, and A Boogie with the hoodie.
Okay.
It was right before I think A Boogie was on the cover, Double XL. And it was a Jordan Brand showcase. And they paid me and we went backstage and they were like, you could pick whatever Jordan you want. And so it was between three. It was the white and red Jordan 13,
Okay.
Motorsport 4s, and it was I forget the other Jordan. And everybody picked the 13s, but I picked the Motorsport 4.
Yeah.
Very bad decision. That shoe was very uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very uncomfortable sneaker.
If you asked me though, I would go Jordan 4s over 13s.
Yeah, same here. And that
just
was the
general
same
look
thing.
at them, I'd be like, yeah, I go 4s.
And shouts to Tank because she never wore those Jordans. Even now, she still never put those on. And I made my man Albert Allen back. I made him put those on for the photo shoot we did.
Put these on your feet right
yeah,
now.
real talk.
Yeah.
But I was like, dog, I'm officially a rapper. I got a free pair of Jordans from Jordan.
There you go. Hey.
And I met Spike Lee that day too. And he saw what
Wow.
I said and he told me I was dope.
You connected with him. Yeah. You connected with
He
him.
told
at
me
that
I
same
was
one.
dope.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, thanks for what you did for the culture. He was like, you're dope, man. And kept it pushing. I was like, whoop, that's all. That's it.
Hey, that's all.
You're like pulling the camera. You mind saying that just like one more
yeah,
time?
one more
I just want
time
to get that on the
for the
record
camera.
real quick. Yeah.
But that was an amazing joint, man. It was a dope situation, dope. I had like a couple people come see me, and this was that was amazing, dog. Like they gave us like I actually posted me on their Instagram. I still have the screenshot in my phone. They posted me on their Instagram. They tagged me.
Crazy.
And they a little bit of video of my set, like because I switched into the Motorsport 4s from. So I do this like sneaker switch thing sometimes for my intro, and I switched. I had a pair of what I had on maybe the Cement 3s, and I switched out of those and put on the Motorsport 4s. So that was a good time, man. I got a bunch of free stuff from Jordan, and I got paid. So
I would call that a good time.
That was great.
That's my definition.
Hell yeah.
That was great.
So I get this is probably switching topics a little bit, but probably important to talk about since this is kind of how we got connected. How did you end up getting connected with Cody and Wayne of Likesushi, and how did y'all just kind of? Because I know you're a big advocate for the brand as well. I see you wearing their stuff a lot of the times in your
promo
sets.
Those are my guys. So that was 20. So in 2015, Revolt TV was doing this thing called not Share the Stage. It was called Local Love Tour.
Okay.
So this was 2015. I think Revolt had came around like 2014, 13. So they were like kind of doing the promo thing. I know this now in retrospect, but at the time I just thought, oh, this big brand's coming to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And so somebody reached out and tagged me on a post on Instagram, and they were like, yo, you should sign up for this thing. And it was them being like, hey, do you do music? You live in New Orleans, sign up for this thing. It was like get the name of it. It's not Craigslist, but it's like a artsier version of Craigslist. I forget the name of it. But you signed up for it whenever there were jobs or opportunities that came around. Yeah. I signed up for it and I got accepted for it. I was like, okay, cool. And what they did was they went to 6 different cities, and they had headliners from those cities, like headline, and then they had a couple openers. So New Orleans, they had 3D Not T, Chasing Cash, and it was one other person I can't remember. But my girl Andre Perkins, she performed, and now she's like huge. She writes for Kalani and her and stuff, so she's super big. My man Slangston Hughes and me. And so I took it as just an opportunity. You know, it was a nice check. I think they paid me like $250, and at that point, like one of the bigger checks ever. I was like, "Ooh, it's lit."
Nothing to be shy about. Yeah.
And I remember them being like, get there at this time, whatever. And I just took it kind of as a situation where it was gonna be a good opportunity for me to get in front of some Revolt people, get some emails, some numbers, and kind of just move on. Before the show, I go over to Refresh. on Decatur, and I was like, this is right when I started really jumping on Likesushi. They were doing the Van Damme shirt where he's like doing the split on the shirt.
Oh, okay.
And then they had the like Caesar's Palace snapback, like
right,
sushi.
yeah.
And they gave me they just like, you about to perform? And I was like, yeah. It was like, all right, cool, we'll come in the back.
Here you go.
And they gave me some snapbacks and they gave me some t-shirts. And I was like, man, thank y'all.
Yeah.
And so I wore the Van Damme shirt on stage and I wore the snapback. And I had on the penny twos.
Okay.
The white ones, the all white with the blue.
Gotcha.
I don't have those no more. They got messed up. But and I rocked out on stage and they saw my set and they were like, yo, you're pretty good, dude. And the little video I put out and of that performance. And long story short, I actually won the competition. I didn't know it was a competition.
Oh, wow.
So I had the best performance of all 5 cities.
Yeah.
So they flew me out to LA to
Nice.
Revolt
Damn.
Live. So I did an interview and I did a performance on Revolt Live. And I shouted them out. And so when I came back to the spot, it's just always been love. And I just think their clothes are dope. Like, they actually do really good stuff. Some of the logo flips that they do are ill, but then they started jumping into their own thing. The quality is ill.
Yeah.
It feels good. When you wash them, it doesn't lose color like that. Like, it's just good quality stuff. And so and it's the first brand that really got behind me. Like, truly, I've had other brands show love, but Likesushi rocks with me on a deeper level. Like, I could sit down with Cody. We could talk just how we rocking now.
Yeah.
I remember having a 2.5 hour phone convo with Cody.
Yeah.
Like, that's my man. We not super close, but that's my man.
Yeah.
So, and I don't take that for granted, being able to, talk to somebody for so long about so many different, and we kind of relate. He is in the art, the clothing world, what I am to hip hop in New Orleans. And we relate a lot. There's a lot of ways we relate. I won't go into it, but we just relate a lot. And so we just bounce a lot of ideas off each other. And whenever they get stuff, they show love. Or I come in, I support, I buy as much as I can. And, I wear it every single chance I get because I really enjoy the brand. So shouts to Cody and my man Wayne.
Solid guys.
I've been rocking with them since 2015, man. They're good money.
Yeah, they definitely seem like just from the couple times that we got to hang out with Cody and them, they definitely are. They seem very closed. Like, they don't but like if they rock with you, then they really 100% they rock with you. So it was pretty crazy just hanging out with them, and just kind of, I mean, that was the first time we met Wayne, or at least I had met Wayne. I'd only met Cody like 2 times before that, but I mean, they really just it was like they shut it down and we just were hanging, so. And then you definitely feel it in the brand, the way you talk with him, how he feels about his brand, so it was crazy talking with him. It kind of, he said, have you and him kind of have the same personality. It feels the same way talking with you, just about like shoes and like your music and things like that.
For sure.
You could definitely feel the same energy that he puts in, kind of how Ryan said, kind of with, like going in, watching the videos that you would put out, listening to your stuff, kind of getting the same thing, how the energy he puts in the clothing, you could see the same energy that you do with like your music and kind of the vision that you have like for the videos that you put out and stuff like that. So it is pretty interesting to see or hear you say like we connect a lot on different levels because different arenas, but same energy, same passion.
Well, you could just tell, man, it's just attention to detail.
Meticulous.
Yeah.
You could tell people who like, I wore the, it's just the regular black shirt with the logo and the big Likesushi on the back. That's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
A lot of people would like sushi in New Orleans, man. A lot of people.
Yeah.
People go, oh, Cody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's my man. And then we start talking. They have Likesushi on, and I have the shirt or pant, whatever. So, and man, so shouts to them. I love Likesushi, man. Good guys, for sure.
If I understand correctly, I think you and I have something in common in that maybe we've both bought Shadow Jordan 1s from Union Street Shop.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where I got
That's
my pair
another
from them.
shoe I regret selling during
Oh,
COVID.
you sold them?
Wow.
Damn. I mean, I guess like pros and cons of that though, like you'll always be able to pick up another pair of Jordan 1 Shadows. Yeah.
I
That's very
sold
true.
those during COVID, man.
Yeah.
But that was just such, man, look, that Shadow is just ill. I'm more of a fan of, what's my favorite Jordan 1? I got the Laney ones at the house. That's a shoe I bought from Round 2 in 2014.
Okay,
got those
gotcha.
for $80.
Out in Virginia?
Yeah. Laney ones. But I got the Shadows because I actually traded up to get those Shadows.
Okay.
That's when this shoe brand gave me a like $1,000 gift card, so I just bought a bunch of shoes.
Yeah.
And I went to Cody and went to Union Shop, and I just gave him like 10 pairs of them, and some other stuff, and he let me have the Shadow ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I wore those a lot actually. I should have never sold those damn shoes.
You having a realization
Yeah,
moment
I
right
should have
now?
never sold those shoes. Yeah.
We're gonna have a de-escalation strategy after this one.
That sucks, man. I should have never
Yeah.
sold those shoes. I mean, but yeah, $300, I'll get them back. But
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like I had them,
Yeah.
you know. But
Did you
yeah,
do a lot of buying and selling over there at Union Street?
bruh,
Yeah.
did I?
Yeah.
Bruh. So the thing about me is, man, I have like OCD.
Mm.
Like it was bad when I was a kid, but now it's a little bit better. When I find something I like,
Yeah.
it becomes habit.
Mm.
4 times a week
Yes.
because I used to work on Canal Street,
Yeah.
so I literally would.
Right there.
We
Just
didn't
walk
get
over.
lunch breaks,
Yeah.
so like I'm gonna go get something to eat.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dip on over.
And so yeah, it was. I would always be over there, man, and getting clothes and stuff. But it was really those sneakers.
Yeah.
I remember he had those these. I got them. The Air Max 95s, the Hot Punch. They're like it's a woman's colorway.
Okay. With
Monochromatic.
red on them?
No, it's more. It's like the color of his laces.
Oh, okay.
The whole
Oh,
shoe is
yeah,
that
yeah.
color.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And,
Oh, what a whole shoe is that color.
whole shoe.
Hot punch.
And $60, $70.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, the prices were good.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
And you could tell again, he's someone that pays attention to detail. So he didn't
Mhm.
just have hype; he had the hype.
He had to because
Yeah,
that
of
audience
course.
has to come through looking
Yeah,
for it. Yeah.
that's
for
what you
sure.
need.
But he also had stuff. He had SBs. He had like oh man, he had like some BB. What's the brand called? I've never done the research. I think it's like BB59 or something like that. But it's some Air Trainers. They had like gold ones and they had black ones. He had
Gotcha.
the gold ones. Oh man, he used to have some stuff up
He had a
there,
lot of
man.
stuff
He
in
had
there,
great
yeah.
sure.
fives. Oh, I had bought a damn, what pair of shoes I bought from him? I remember one day I walked in and he had 150 pairs of shoes on the floor. Some dope boy came in and just sold him
Cleared out.
all the shoes.
Wow.
And I bought a pair of what them shits? What they called? The Mariner Blue 3s or the Harbor Blue 3s.
Okay.
They came out like 06, 05. I bought
old.
those. I bought. Oh man, come on, because I got them at the house. What did I buy? I bought like 5 pairs from that. I spent like $500 with them.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, yo, I can't. Oh, he had the fives that came out in 06, 07. They're like they're not the undefeated fives, but they're like
The Fear Fives?
orange.
No.
They're orange, like kind of olive and green or something.
Sounds like the Fear Fives.
I got
almost.
those, and I bought like 3 other pairs, and I was
Yeah.
like, I bought the all white Pure Money 3s from 06.
Mm,
I got those at the house. They
there.
were half size too small, but I still bought them.
yeah.
And it was just stuff like that, man.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, come on,
Like
like
just
it
stuff
was
that's easy to wear and rock and not
Yeah.
crazy
broke
expensive.
my heart when they closed that store, man.
It was
Same.
tough.
Broke
It
my
was-
heart because like that was the perfect store for me. Because what Buffalo
Loved it.
lacks and what this other store may lack,
Yeah.
that store had it. It was
Everything.
everything. Like Sushi was right next door, so I
Yeah,
go cop
exactly.
some kicks, get some gear, and
Yeah.
I'm lit. You know what I mean? So when they closed that, and he just literally said, "I just lost interest in it." I was like,
Yep.
"God damn it!"
That's
I
that's kind
know.
of what he told us about.
You
But I
know?
mean, like, I think he at the same time was kind of grateful because, like, by the time he shut it down was right before COVID. So like,
Oh,
he's not
perfect
sitting on a
timing.
shop that he can't open and make money on. So
Perfect
like,
timing. He would have.
yeah.
He would have been fine.
yeah.
I would have been in that store with a mask on and a hazard suit. Like
Exactly. I'd do that
SDs for 90. I'd have been a dog. I was
with my little gopher clippers, you know what I
Bruh,
mean?
come on, man. Get the dog. I'm talking about. I bought so many pairs of shoes from him.
Yeah.
I bought at least 30, 40 pairs of sneakers
Yeah.
from Kobe,
Wow, that's
dog.
crazy.
I was in there every day. That's why we really got cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because,
Just hang
you
out
know,
and talk.
Yeah, and the stuff I would sell, he'd be like, dog, who else would even have these, bro?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of how we started vibing.
That was definitely the energy that that Union had. Was very much like you just wanted to just like you'd go hang out. Cody was real easy to like talk to. Like the first time we went, he had the what was it, the Air Yeezy 2, the
Yeezy 2
Platinums.
Platinums.
Oh,
Yeah.
He had him there. We're looking at him. I was like, man, that's crazy that you have that sitting up there. And he's like, yeah, you know, like it's there to, you know, because people come in and they want to look at it, yada yada. And he was just like, you want to hold him? I was like, what?
that's
I
tough.
straight up was like, dude, I'm not gonna buy him. Like that, I cannot
yeah,
afford
for
him. He's
sure,
like,
yeah.
no. Like if you
Well,
want to
look
check
at
him
him,
out,
check
like
him out,
here you
keep
go.
it
Like
out,
dude,
yeah.
like pull it down. Let us look at it, the boxing like that. And it was from there, like that moment, I was like, I'm definitely gonna be rocking with this dude because like
Good guy.
very, very, very few places are gonna let someone
Yeah.
who is purely admitting to you, I have no
I'm not gonna
intention
buy these,
to
yeah.
give you money to be like, yeah, but like you appreciate
When
him,
are
I
you gonna
appreciate
see them
him.
again?
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
So
you're just cool
it
enough.
it was from that moment where I was like, okay, yeah. No,
He's
like
a good
sure.
guy,
we
man.
definitely want to rock with this
Yeah.
dude. So
Yeah, so Cody, man, just his whole energy, everything he jumps into, he's really successful in. Like I said
Yeah.
earlier, he started boxing and he knocked his first opponent out. Like the dude got hands.
Yeah.
He also has fashion sense.
Yeah.
So if you try to run up on him, he'll knock you out.
Exactly.
So it's lit. I rock with that guy
For
through
sure.
and through, and
Absolutely.
I always travel with him, so he just beat people up.
Yeah.
Punch the
There you
guy,
go.
throw
There you go.
anything
You my buddy,
pops
but you my
off.
bodyguard.
My man Justin will pick him up, throw him in the air, and he'll just
And he just finish him off.
jack
That's right.
punch him.
Tag team
My
shit.
stylist
man.
and my security.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
talking
it's
about.
lit, man.
One.
So I love
Yeah.
it, man. So, but yeah, those guys kind of help me cultivate this kind of energy that I have as it pertains to just like older stuff and just like this classic stuff that kind of brings back a good feeling for me. That's where I'm at in sneakers. Like I said earlier,
Yeah.
I'm not really into like certain things that I just like what I like,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and I'm just gonna wear what I want.
Yeah.
And that's literally it at this point. And
Yeah.
I'm cool. So I'm cool enough now to where if I wear it on stage or wear it in an interview or whatever, people are going to go do a little bit of research and go, what are those? Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who go on my social media and they look to see what I got on today.
Well, I say
like
you
what I
definitely
got.
at that point now where you wear kind of whatever you want to wear, and then people go, okay, that's hot, so I
Yeah.
want that now.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I
and
mean?
it takes I feel like that's why people are wearing like fisherman boots now, because
Yeah.
like it takes a level of confidence just to be like, I'm going to do this really ugly thing and I'm going to wear it
Set the tone.
and y'all going to like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step it up.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it different.
You know what I mean? And I think that, that's the only credit I'll give that person. But like, I think that energy that's where I'm at with it. Like I'll wear, red jacket, blue pants, green shoes, and I don't care. Just where I'm at with it. Or today
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Mono Command, I'm gonna be dark. Or today I'm gonna wear all white because I'm feeling godly, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just kind of gotta have that confidence. So a lot of the stuff that I wear, like those swagger joints, the Terminators,
Yeah.
they turn heads every single time I wear them. But people always go, "Where's the other shoe?" Why
Never
you
heard
wearing
that
those?
one before,
it's
yeah.
like, oh my god, you know what I mean? But
So
you,
original.
you gotta kind of deal with that until it breaks through and it becomes the thing.
Yeah.
Take credit for it and then move on to the next thing.
There you go.
So,
Exactly. You have anything else major you want to hit on?
I just want those Bart. That's the only.
Been sitting with you
Yo, them joints are crazy.
hard, man. You
Has
get
there been
that-
a release date for those confirmed yet?
I've been on Nice Kicks.
Just kind of waiting.
I just been waiting.
just
Yeah.
hitting that refresh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, come
And
on.
I am excited. Hopefully, if Philly is dropping a half cab, I'm very excited to see that.
Well,
That's
that
my
would be
speculation, but it kind of seems like it from what I
It's
gathered.
gonna
the
be
pieces
really
that we've
ill.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
That's
sure.
really dope. I think they just dropped a half cab today.
Oh, okay.
Not his, but just
Right,
a,
just,
a half cab.
yeah.
I think it's an anniversary year for them, so I think Vans is doing a pretty big push behind those.
that's my favorite van.
really
Half cab.
Yeah.
for me.
That
It
shit
was
nuts.
Skate High starting out for
Mm.
sure.
Yeah, skate highs are dope.
That was like one of those first because it's like you get the high top look without paying the Jordan 1 price. So
Boom.
it's like
Yeah.
for me just getting into sneakers, it's like I had like
And then
5
Vans
pairs of
just
Skate
goes
Highs.
Vans just goes weird because they're that company. They can just they can go weird with like colorways and patterns and materials and stuff like that, so it works. So yeah, that
Another
was-
shoe I really like that's like Jordan 1-esque is the Lakai Telfords.
I've probably seen those before.
So he's got like 7 pair on his wall right now.
Okay.
He's got like the all black with the Carolina blue, like I don't say
Yeah.
swoosh, but like the logo and then
At Humidity?
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably
what
where
they
I've
got.
seen
Like
them.
they just dropped a low top that's like
Yeah.
Laker colorway.
Okay.
So if you kind of want to get that Jordan 1 feel without trying to like get some weird. Wait, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Are y'all a fan of those shoes? Like kind of like how Likesushi did the Jordan 1, but like the custom ones where like cats take the one model but do their own thing with it. Are y'all a fan of those?
I don't know if you've heard of Vandy the Pink,
No.
who's a designer who did a dunk, but it's a burger dunk. So like all the paneling is like different like colorways of a burger and stuff. So like beige and it's got white, but instead of the swoosh, it's a giant French fry on the side.
That's tough.
I just like burgers. So it's like for me, I'm like, that's a great one. But like, so I like that one. But then like a lot of the other ones, like what is it? Revenge Storms that have the lightning bolt on the
Yeah.
side. I think those are kind of cool, but it's kind of like if they don't have a story with behind why they've
Yeah.
done that logo or anything. So it's like, I think Cody with his shoe, he was like, I just want people to make it their own and do
Boom.
their own thing with it. So it's like,
that was tight.
no logo is a logo kind of in that sense,
Exactly.
So like that, Vandy the Pink burger dunks, but like other stuff where it's like, they just changed the swoosh for something else just so they don't get sued is kind of like,
All right.
Yeah,
it, yeah.
I'm all for it. Like I'm all for it. Like if you're like I take inspiration because pretty much everything has been done before, and everything can kind of be targeted to something. You know what I mean? Like you maybe feel like you're doing something new, but it's like, oh, this is kind of like this, is kind of like that. So I'm definitely about it, but definitely kind of like what Ryan had touched on. Like, if you can give me your explanation and story as to how this, it may be similar, but this is why it's different, then I'm about it. But yeah, if you're just doing it to where it's like, it's not a swoosh now, or I feel also like sometimes maybe some people are doing it just for the cease and desist, they're doing it just to get that sneaker news article to try and to be like, oh, this will be my way to maybe get my name out.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty for it. Like, I'm pretty for it just because I don't know. I don't really believe too much in being like, you own this look, and anything vaguely close to it, I'm also gonna say I own.
That's kind of why I like the Lakais, because I kind of get that feeling of a Jordan 1, but it's still like a skateboard sneaker price, like $90 on the box.
And that's I think that's why so many people do it. Some people are doing it because it's like, I'm tired of the price point that these get to.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just do my own thing.
But those some of those joints is just not cool though. They had one that got like a dick on the side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You do too much.
Like,
That you're trying to do too much. You're trying to play too much.
Yeah, hey, bro, that's what we doing, man.
Yeah.
I don't want what the cop 3.
Yeah, I'm not putting that on my feet. I don't know who your marketing is.
Like, come on.
Or maybe is this an art piece again? Is that just
if that's how you know what I'm saying, that it's love. It's like, come on, fam. We not doing
I'm
that.
not wearing it. But hey, somebody might.
I actually just saw a brand. They're out of Atlanta. I don't remember the name of it, but I went on their website, and their whole website is based off of like flips of different. They got like the like Off-White 1 kind of joints, and they got like a shadow version, the royal, and the whole thing. But their logo is like bones. It's like a foot bone. It's like a foot. Like, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
I'm not a huge fan of it though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, I like customs.
Yeah.
I like customs. I like taking the all white canvas and doing so. Like, I got a pair of Jordan 1s. Y'all remember them? I think it was a yin yang joints. It was all white with the black bottom. Then they did all black with the white bottom.
Yeah.
Those ones. I had a pair of all white ones, and I got this brand out of New Orleans called La La Land Art, and they painted. I had a Bape phone case at one point, and so they painted it.
What year
Bape.
is this?
This is 2016.
I was saying, you said Bape phone case, and I was like, I'm coming up with the time frame.
It's like 2015, 16.
Yeah.
But they painted the whole shoe that same colorway as my phone case. And they also did I did an Air Force 1 mid. I'm not a huge fan of Air Force 1 mid. Remember that wave? Remember that mid wave?
Mid's definitely, and the Special Force boot that had like,
the
again,
joints.
going back to the strap and like the utilitarian.
I bought the Special Force boot, the chocolate one.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, I thought I was badass in that thing.
To the bone. But nah, like,
Catch
they had
me in the Costco parking lot, just looking tough as hell in the Special Force boots.
They had the Force mid. I had like a Warhol colorway. So like, I like customs, man. I like throwing some splash on some stuff and making it your own.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole like flipping the 1, I'm gonna just go get a 1. With the exception of Likesushi, just because that story is ill.
Right.
And this shoe you're explaining to me sounds dope. I'd love to see a picture. But honestly, man, I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm going to just cop a 1 if that's the case. You know what I mean? It's just how we get down. But I just kind of want to know you guys' opinion because I see those a lot. That's like the new thing. Like everybody does that now.
It's definitely,
I don't know if people are doing it to try and get that story, to try and know that they're going to get that letter. But it definitely seems big, or I know a lot of people are like, well, what's the difference between me just doing this now or doing a custom? You know, a lot of people trying to maybe go online, and a lot of it, I'll be like, I appreciate what you're doing. I'm not a fan of the shoe.
Yeah.
I'll not buy the shoe, but I appreciate what you're doing. Like, it looks fine. Looks cool. I like everything, like your message behind it, whatever you're doing. But it's a lot of times I'll see them and be like, I'm not going to buy it, but it's cool that you did it.
Yeah.
My last thing I'll mention, man, is my Nice Kicks article.
Yes.
That was a very big deal for me.
South by Southwest?
Yeah, so I toured with Tank and the Bangers, and we got to Austin. So the short of the long story is I went to South by Southwest in 2016, did a showcase. One of the artists, I was at the Nice Kick showcase. One of the artists didn't show up. I always keep a thumb drive. I always kept a thumb drive on me at all times. You never know when somebody need these bars, cuz.
Sure.
So I saw the guy who ran the set. I ran up on him. How you doing? Woo Woo, gave him the spiel. He was like, take you backstage, talk to the guy who owns the store, see if we get you on.
Yeah.
I wound up not getting on, but I got the dude's email.
Yeah.
So every other month, I would send him something, let him know, because I do a lot of stuff. So I was like, 2016, I was doing a lot of stuff. So I was like, yo, I did the Volkswagen commercial, I've done this and that. And after about 6 or 7 months of me sending him stuff, he was like, look, bro, you're really dope and you're doing your thing, but I don't care. So look, here's my man Ian's email. Hit him up. And so Ian Stonebrook, which is a friend of mine, and I got his email. I would send him stuff and connected with him on the gram and Twitter and stuff like that. And I did a show in Austin, and he pulled up. and he was like, "Dude, you are amazing, bro. Like, what's up?" Wait, I'm actually messing it up because it wasn't 6 months. That was from 2016. I got the interview in 2018, so that's like 2 years.
Yeah.
But I connected with Ian, came to the show, he loved it, and I did my top 5 joint.
Right.
My
Yeah.
That was actually a really big deal for me because
Yeah.
I was already on Celebrity Sneaker Stalker a bunch.
Oh, okay.
But I never had my full like interview.
Yeah.
And I was I don't know, that just was such a
Right.
big deal
Yeah.
for me. And I also shouted out my man Mastermind out of St. Louis. He had his own sneaker with Dr. Scholl's. And it's actually a cool shoe.
Yeah. I
All
remember
right.
reading about that
It's a
one.
dope shoe. And that's my bro. I went to college with
Yeah.
him. That's my man's in them. So, and I shouted him out and I put it in my 5 because I wanted people to kind of look at that shoe and
Yeah.
go cop some, get some resale on those. It's kind of weird. That's kind of high.
Look at that.
And it's a dope Dr.
Yeah.
Scholl's shoe. I've never even looked at Dr. Scholl's,
Right,
but
yeah.
the colorways were ill. So I got a chance to show my man.
You shouted out
Shout
that
out.
one, the Terminators, obviously, the Keith Haring Adidas forums,
No, I shouted out the Reebok pumps
the Reebok Keith Haring.
because I won an award in
Reebok
those.
pumps,
I got
yeah.
those at the crib. I was gonna wear those today too. But those are cool because they got like this big ass like Keith Haring character on the back of the pump.
Gotcha.
It's like kind of covers, looks like a wing on the back. It's really
Yeah.
dope. And the Fire Red 3s. That's what I got. The Fire Red 3s
Oh,
in
yes.
06.
Yeah.
That's what I got from Cody when I bought the 5
Classic.
pairs.
Yeah.
And I know they're re-releasing those too, so I'm about to put those up forever.
Yeah.
But I wear, man, the Fire Red 3 is such a dope sneaker.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, those are my 5, man, and that was just a blessing for me to get on that website.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of traction too. Shouts to Nice Kicks, man, for showing love, and shouts to my man Ian. I think he just got married recently, so shouts to him and his. That was a blessing, man. I bust my butt to get that little interview,
Yeah.
man. And I finally did it, and I can say I've been on Nice Kicks. First time I was on Celebrity Sneaker Stalker was pretty ill too. That was a dream come
You
true.
remember what pair you were wearing?
That was it the Shadow Ones? I think it was the Shadow Ones because I was in between Fat Joe and Wale. I was like,
what a
I've
place
never
to
heard
lie.
anyone tell me that sentence before, but
Bruh,
yeah.
right? It was a Fat Joe had on those. Remember those winterized blue Jordan 4s that came out a couple years ago?
Yeah, not
He
that
had
long
those,
ago.
and Wale had on. Oh man,
They look like the Eminem Jordan 4s.
Yeah,
that come out.
exactly,
So everyone was like
exactly.
budget version. Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
But he
Yeah.
had those, and then Wale had on some like some dunk or something.
Yeah.
On him probably was like the what does or something because he was
Yeah.
just flexing for no reason.
Yeah.
But I had those joined. I was like, yo, I'm gonna slap this nigga stalker.
That's
Let's
crazy.
go. And I got on there 4 times before they stopped
Wow.
doing that. Yeah, I had the Yeezy 750 boot one time.
Which colorway of those?
The gray, the first one.
The what?
First one.
Yeah,
Right to the
I
heart.
got those for free.
Shut up.
Why would you
Yeah.
kick me while I'm down, Alfred?
Got those for free, boy. It's the only Easy I like.
Jeez.
I got those for free. Shouts to them for giving me those for free.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
But yeah, every time at the end of the day, man, I'm a real sneakerhead. I really love this culture.
Yeah.
It may be going into a weird space now, but I'm gonna keep it as thorough as I possibly can for
Exactly.
people like us who
For sure.
who keep it thorough with this shoe game.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty much all I got to say about
Yeah.
that.
Man. Great. I think that's a great ending point right there.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm so glad that after like a year and a half of back and forth, we were
Finally,
finally able
yes.
to
Finally,
line
man.
this up and make this happen. So
Thank
really
you, man.
appreciate you
Appreciate you,
coming
man,
out here
for
and
sure,
taking the time.
For
If
sure.
you want that camera right over there, you can plug anything you want coming out that you got on the radar anytime soon. The slow pan.
UnderdogCentral.com is my website. Please go visit. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at UnderdogCentral. I do have a couple albums coming out this year. I got some festivals coming up. Just make sure you just go on the website and kind of browse around, check out the tour schedule and stuff like that. And please buy merch from my website so I can buy more shoes.
There it is. Once
best
again,
plug.
thank you so much, Alfred Banks, for coming out on the show. For everyone out there watching, make sure you can catch us on Instagram at Shoe Podcast, online at shoepodcast.com. For those of you watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. I think we forget to say that at the end of every episode.
Yeah,
but
probably.
this time I finally remembered it.
I would just hope that they would see this quality.
You would think we
and
wouldn't
say-
need to say
you
it,
would just
but we
automatically,
do.
but clearly, I mean,
That's what I did. I saw the Cody John. I was like, ooh, this is lit.
Be like Alfred.
That's
Be
right.
like Alfred out
Come
there.
on.
All right. Catch you all in the next one. Peace.
Later.